Hey, you guys, welcome to another episode of Making It. My name is Kennan Cooley, and
I'm Alvin Chea.
we're here today. So what's
We
going on today,
are.
Alvin?
Well, we wanted to talk, we haven't talked in a while, but we wanted to talk about the hustle, the change, the industry today. What are some of the things that are the same? What are the things that through technology have changed? Is there a change? Does it ever change? And so, of course, we always come at the business, two different ways. I'm kind of the guy in front of the glass, and Kennan's the person behind the glass. But the technology, the work ethic, all of that is the same. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, and because I'm behind the scenes, I see all of the technology change full force because,
Right.
I hate to date myself, but I was around when they were doing VHS.
Yeah.
Some people like a VH or what? But yeah, we're doing VHS, then they went to DVDs, and now they're digital, and it's all changed. But the thing that, like you said, hasn't changed is your mindset for hustle. It's just how you hustle now, right? So for me, I used to work at a station, and we used to actually have decks. So, we had to run a station, you had to have the decks, and you had to have machine, the cameras, you had to have a studio, blah, blah, blah. And so it took a lot, and you had to have several people running it daily. And we had a 24-hour station, so 24 hours. So it took a lot to make it run. But now with digital, you can really, I don't want to say set it and forget it, but you can set it and then relax a little. Because, now that things are digital, your camera is on your phone now. These things are recording in 4K. 4K.
Everyone has a studio.
Everyone has a studio. Everyone has access to making movies and media. So that has been a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, because it used to be that we were in demand on my side of this, the camera, because you had to get a expensive camera, you had to have studios, you had to have the training, blah, 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 broadcast, you had to have certain access to distribution outlets. Now it's just put my camera up and record.
So from your perspective, that's a good thing, or that's a bad thing, or is it just is a thing?
Probably just a thing if you are flexible. I think if you're flexible, if you're not flexible, it's a bad thing.
Right.
So, and I'll say it differently too, because I won't say fortunately for me, but because I never got to the point where I had a full-on studio, I didn't have a lot of decks to now get rid of. Like I did have one point, I had 5 VHS recorders years ago. And all of the wires that went with that was just for me to do minimal work.
Right.
But that wasn't nearly like a whole studio, like places where people have large distribution
suites and all of that stuff.
Yeah, think about that. Even the editing suites, I didn't think about that. That's all on your phone. Everything is right in the palm of your hand.
Right.
So for me, it was, as though I am not even opposed to it, because it gives more access for people. And you get more of a variety of content. So I'm okay with it. And honestly, my workload is not even as intense as it used to be. It's just different. Yeah. So I'm able to act. But the thing is, okay, like here's a perfect example. Let's just say you were my editor. And you're over in California. I'm here. If I did something and you recorded it, you would have to literally put it on a hard drive, mail it to me, and I have to pick it up, then take it and put it down.
I remember that. I remember from being a recording artist, being under a deadline at Warner Brothers, where we were at the next day. And we used to have to do what they call it counter to counter, which is we would record something and make a beeline for the airport. And they would take it from this, you would go to American Airlines Air Freight or your freight, and they would take it from this counter to Nashville's counter on the next flight, and then somebody would have to make a beeline get the hard drive or get the tape or whatever, make it in to mastering or to get the mix going.